Good morning. Good morning. I'll get it out. Good morning. In there, out there, out there, in there, and from in here, out here. My buddy Vivi, here's her nose. She had a little bit of trauma this morning. Good morning, Mark. And Mariana. Joe. Little trauma. We went out walking and we got into the woods and she kept stopping and stopping, and then I looked down. I thought something had happened. And it had. You know, I think they're called sand thorns?
Sand spurs.
Sand spurs. They're like chunks of wood with the most god-awful pointed things. At first I thought, well, I'll pull it out. It wouldn't budge, and I had to wrap my handkerchief on it, and it was Laurel and Hardy. I was holding the leash this way, trying to pull the hairs out, because if I pulled the thorns, I realized I'm pulling her hair, and that hurts. And she's so patient and so good about it all. Look, she's like this. I wish we could know what they're thinking, but gee whiz. Now, before I won't forget anyway, August 31, that's a week from today, at the Red Dock, right down the road, the wild and woolly Tony Amato will be joining me for the annual Red Dock reading. Oh, it's so fun.
He is woolly. He is woolly.
It's about our 10th time. And I know it conflicts. I get these messages. Why can't you have it on? No, I don't get that. But any chance of moving it? No. You don't know. It's always going to conflict with, the 1846 Lincoln Penny Society or something. What are you going to do? I can't figure them all out. Anyway, the Red Dock, 6:30, great time. Come down a little early, 5:30, have your supper and a few swigs. Let us make fools of ourselves and sit on the water and just the dregs of summer disappear. Yeah. I was thinking the other day, boy, have I been lucky way back. Man, I'm not adjusted to my age. I don't feel, I was talking to a guy yesterday and he was saying, do you feel just like mentally the way, just your mood and your aura and all sensibility like when you were young? And I said, yeah, that doesn't seem to change unless you get ill. But the rest, you just keep on adding the years on, and oh well. Meredith. So anyway, the point is, I was thinking back how lucky I have been to see such people that today know. But I got to see, like, Peter, Paul, and Mary, the Chad Mitchell Trio, the Kingston Trio, the Smothers Brothers. I drove the Smothers Brothers to the airport. Tommy was grumpy in the back seat. Dickie said, no, we were good. Tommy said, we were terrible. I just kept driving. So the Fifth Dimension, I saw Simon and Garfunkel, George Shearing, Chuck Berry. Come on. Lucky. And of course the Beatles, but I always say that, don't I? Meredith is off. Oh, wow. Did she come in last night like, holy cow. Happy hurricane. It was a happy hurricane. The first day of teaching K through 5. And I think maybe, I don't know, what do you think, Julie? Maybe the line that sort of ties it all together is, they don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to do anything. Hold a crayon. Oh. And then all of a sudden one kid bursts into tears and jumps in her lap. K through 5. And she said it's just amazing. She had this whole thing they were going to do. They got the paper folded. Most of it was, they have never, especially Kay. Kay has never been still. They've never sat. They've never done this. Just sit in a chair. They never did that. So they had to learn to do that. Do we have to keep doing that? This? Wow, wow, wow. And then I start thinking about school, and I hope they can, she said so few of them know about reading, what reading is. Isn't that's heartbreaking. What is it? And then of course you get to somewhere along, reading gets taken away anyway. And it turns into remembering and taking a test and having an analysis and so-and-so represents this and that. And I think reading's a place. I like to go to the place. They're giving me a place to be. And I get to be there. I love that. That's about my only reason at this point. And I certainly don't want to be here. Not necessarily here. I mean, here. So, escape is like from prison. It's good. But I don't like the word. So I like to go. I go there. When I started in 1971, in my freshman comp class, we read 11 books, just to read them, to go along with the writing, whatever they were writing, wanted to write. And it wasn't too long, maybe 15, 20 years later, we were down to three books. I always remember one student said, "I've never read a novel. Can you tell me one to read this summer?" Yeah, The Catcher in the Rye. Oh, Mimi. So anyway, daughter Mimi, boy, you'd be an old buddy. Daughter Mimi, off she goes to school, and we'll always remember her first year at high school. Now she's made this midlife transition into elementary school. And she's just bounty happy. She says it's just wild, and whereas high school's not so wild, but this is wild, but that's what it is. So you don't have to control it. But in high school, the first time she had difficulty, the first year, getting, let's say, their attention, she's pretty small, and she jumped up on a table and yelled out to everybody, I don't know how to discipline. And they just went, and for 20 years she never had to do it. It was like they passed that on about Ms. Riddle and wanted to come through for her. You heading out? Are you? See what we also have here. Oh, I thought of this the other day. Somebody said something about what's your opinion? But it threw me back to years ago having dinner with an editor of a literary magazine. And he he said, what's your opinion of so-and-so's writing? And I said, I don't have opinions. And he said, and he just really got all worked up. What do you mean you don't have opinions? You have to have opinions. And I said, well, I don't. I've never seen the use of them. They don't seem to do anything, for anything. What's your opinion of Alexis? What's your opinion of Congress? Well, if I gave it to you, what different, did it change it? What does it do? You want to know what I'm like? I can tell you some of the things, I think. Julie can. Julie ended upside down in bed last night. Can you believe that? I pushed her so far over this way, and Vivian took the next part, and the only way she couldn't get her head down up front. So the only way was she turned herself around and her head was at the foot of the bed and her feet were sprawling over us. And it's not really funny when it hurts in the morning, you know. That's not the best thing for you. Read a great thing in a Garrison Keillor column. Did any of you read that column of his? The woman said, let me get it. I don't understand how somebody with grown up as an evangelical could possibly be against TRU, you know, that guy. I don't understand how you could be against. And his reply was, you're right, you don't understand. You've got to remember to use that if I get accosted that way. Use that if you get accosted. You're right, you don't understand. And the Cubs and the Pirates play today. That's a big rivalry between a couple of our people here because they're Chicago, you know, Cubs, and I'm from Pittsburgh. Cubs will win. So this little kid comes on open house night, and she toddles her way into Meredith's art room, and Meredith and looks up at her, and Meredith says, I'm Ms. Riddle, and I'm your new art teacher. And the little girl goes, hug. Let's do that. I'm going to go around. Let's do that. Just walk down the street and go up and say, hi, I'm just, hug. That could change something. That's good. Well, how we doing here? Oh, I was thinking about, opinions. I don't understand that opinion business. I also don't understand anti-materialism. Now, you know, isn't that what we live? Look at that beautiful 150-year-old spinning wheel over there. That's made of stuff. And it has a history, and real people sat at it. No, I think everything is, if it's not alive, alive versus not alive is not the right dichotomy. Presence. That's everything. It has presence. You know? Hi, old pillow. I can talk to the pillow. It has a presence for me. In my mug. Thank you, mug. Somebody made the mug. Julie painted the mug. Okay. What's your opinion of Barbie? No. Oh, that's not the right thing. Where'd I put it? Oh, hello, you're hiding. This is second book I did. See, what year was this? And it says for Vivian and Bruce, Julie's mom and dad. And 1988. Woo. So, here's our poem for today. It's called At Home. At Home. Yeah. Did I mention the Red Dog? They're under new owners. Isn't that wonderful? You know, that's why I asked Tony Amato to join. He started it all. At home. We've settled here. The wind is moving down the dune, and the starving afternoon glows. This is where we stay. There are friends, few enough to be friends. What we know whispers beneath the bed's canopy, crocheted and hanging above us like a web. During the day, we walk around the house, see out the window, money plant, beaches clawing the dune, the hole under the neighbor's porch where the cats hide, the stack of wood, the car rusting. We are alone. That keeps everything not ours. Helps us keep our distance, preserve our chance. Thank you. Take care. Try to be cheerful. Be kind. See you at the Red Dock, I hope.